Hey everyone, Thomas here. Hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to make a quick tutorial on creating UPAs or quizzes or assessments or whatever you call them. I made over 250 of them for you guys, so hopefully the bulk is taken care of, but I know that these things continue to roll on and new items come in. We all know what a quiz is, and the way that I made them all kind of the same. You have the splash page, you have the title, and the title again. I wasn't given much direction on what to put here, so I just put the title twice. After this tutorial, know how to make these. You can change these whenever you like. Then they would click launch course, and again we're doing like a pop-out window. You got a little menu over here on the left. This isn't really being used. This is more so for like larger courses. However, this is a course like type of project in Uperform, so that's why you get this little menu. Over here you got the title and just some directions to come over here and click this arrow. And then UPA, here's the requirements for the UPA, continue, and then you're getting right on with the questions. This is what it looks like in the Uperform client. You have the course, you have the assessment, then you have all the questions in the assessment. It looks very straightforward, nothing complicated as far as the interface. So that's the final product. Now I'm going to show you how to make it. First off, we're going to go here and create a new one. If you're just opening Uperform and you weren't going from one and creating a new one from there, you would just go here to new document. From there, I'm putting in the file name. Now, a few things you can't put here. You can't put colons, semicolons, slashes. You can put a dash though, as far as the file name. Whatever you put in like the title, once you actually open it up and start typing stuff in, you can put whatever you want. But you got your file name. You want this to be a course, not a recording or a document. Epic, template, English, and then wherever you're saving these things. I would suggest saving it to downloads, like your download folder, and then moving it to wherever you need it to be. Do not save it onto OneDrive. Okay. You have several choices as far as what you want the first screen to appear as. I just chose full. Now comes a whole bunch of copying and pasting. So the three things that you need when you're making a course. So you need your spreadsheet. This is all the tabs, questions, answers, etc. And I actually deformatted this very easily. You just select everything and go to styles and choose normal, and it gets rid of all the formatting. What I did next is I took those spreadsheets and I put them into ChatGPT. If you don't have ChatGPT, then it's a very, very manual process of copying and pasting these into the notepad. But I copied and pasted these in, and through a lot of prompting, remember I made over 250 of these, so it took a lot of prompting to get this right. But I made it basically produce a zip file for me. What those zip files produced was just a text document with the title, questions, question options, and then no answer because it, for some reason, could never get the answers right. What I did next is I would open up the spreadsheet after it did all this work for me, because check this out. If you try to do this by yourself manually, so you just copy all this and you paste it in here, look at that, gibberish. Absolute gibberish. If you just did one line like this, still it requires a lot of you coming in here and like kind of like triple clicking here into the, or double clicking into the space right here to get everything. And even then, that's just one question. Meanwhile, I'm having ChatGPT do them all for me. Then I come in here and I verify the answers, because like I said, it could not ever get the answers right. So I would look over here into the answer column and I would type that in manually. Now we can start working on the Uperform. So what we've done so far is we've gotten the quiz spreadsheet. We have deformatted it, put that into ChatGPT, and it converted it to this text file for us. I compared this to the spreadsheet and got the answers. And then now I have started a new Uperform course project. Now it's just a bunch of copy and pasting. So here is the title, for instance, and then I'm going to switch over to my script, and I'll make sure to provide this. It's nothing amazing, it's just a few lines, but you just copy and paste. And you could do Control-C, Control-V here, which is sometimes something that you can't do in Uperform for some reason. So again, this is the course. You right click here and you're going to insert an assessment. From here, you're going to choose full, unless you want to do something fancy. And right here, title page of assessment, I'm going to put end user proficiency assessment. I'm going to copy and paste the rules or parameters, and then I'm going to right click here again and insert page. And the pages are our questions. Now, most of you only used two different options here: multiple choice, you got A, B, C, D, and only one of them is right, or multiple correct. It's A, B, C, D, and one or more of those are correct. So this first one here is just single select. It's just a C. So I'm going to go multiple choice, and then it's just copying and pasting. And you can actually hold down the control key the whole time. As you go from one question to the next, you have to let go, but while you're in the same question, you can just hold it down. So I'm here, I can triple click and pick the whole question, Control C, Control V for this. So that brings it on over. One thing I want to mention is that you can hover over here on the left, see how it turns into an arrow, and you can click, and that saves you from doing a triple click, but you got to be pretty precise with it. Also, it only chooses that line. Say that this was like several sentences, maybe even 2 paragraphs for a question, which a lot of you did. This would not select it. It would literally just select that one row, and that's it. So I do the triple click to make sure everything is included, and I made sure to do a lot of quality control so that I wouldn't have to come back and do these again. And I had a very, very low margin of error because of that. But then, so I'm just gonna hold down Control C, Control V, and this is literally what I did over 7,000 times. Now you pick the answer, take your time here, and then right click, insert page, multiple choice. Actually, see, I just made a mistake there because I got in a hurry. This is actually multiple correct. So there's no way to right click this and switch stencils. See right here, switch stencil. A stencil is just kind of like a layout. You can't do that. So you got to right click, delete, pick your last question again, right click, insert page, multiple correct, because the answer is ACD. And again, we're just going to do some copying and pasting here. Now, a lot of you, for instance, would say stuff like you would do your question, like choose one answer, and then you would do your question, or you do your question and then choose only one. That's actually already said by default right up here. If you preview this question, for instance, select all answers to the question, choose all that apply. So it's a little redundant, but some people actually miss this when they're reviewing these or taking these even. So it's not going to hurt anything. But I'm just going to copy and paste these over because this is another example of, or a new example of multiple correct. So ACD, ACD. And that's all this is. It's right click, insert page, make sure you choose the right stencil, and then a bunch of copying and pasting over. And then it's time to check it in. So save, check in. Here's a fast way to find this. So I had to put this into the SBO folder. I can actually just click any of these and then type S, and that jumps me down. If I'm making a lot of these for the same application, and I know that single billing office is the second S, I can just do it again. So say I'm way up here, I can do S twice, and then just press enter, and I'm in. Now, if I want to quickly find where it went, I can go to View, Library, and that will open it up. And see, single billing office, da 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 da. You can open the translation, and because it was only 2 questions, it's pretty fast. You can publish, preview, do whatever you need to do. And that's all there really is to creating an assessment in Uperform. Just make sure to have your spreadsheet, your notepad, and if you have ChatGPT, that's great. If you don't, and I'm still around and you want to practice doing this yourself, just send the spreadsheet over to me. I'll convert it into a note document for you and send that over to you so you can practice. If not, then I suggest getting ChatGPT, and I'll even include the prompt that I used to make it convert from a spreadsheet down to that text document. So that's hours and hours and hours and many, many tears of trying to tell GPT to listen. I hope this helped. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.